Gage family, it's time to get real. What do you guys say? Let's get real. We're going to talk about our flagship product tonight. We have not had a call about this product. I think we haven't had it for a few years. Shay, what do you think? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been probably the first time that I've been on one of these calls for this product.
So this will be the first time we've had Shay on the call for Micro Daily. Tonight we are going to talk specifically about Micro Daily EMF. And everybody, it's going to be a little longer presentation because this is our flagship product. This is the core product for our health. We're going to get into some good science. We're going to talk about a lot of details. And at the end of the call, we have a surprise. So we have a surprise. You're going to want to make sure you hang around for the end. It's something that's brand new, never been done before. It pertains to Micro Daily, and it's going to be a fantastic
Don't
surprise.
don't give it away. I know if you
I'm
keep talking,
fighting.
you're going to give it away.
Well, Robin, you can't mute me because you don't have control right now. So I'm going to continue to roll, but we're going to wait, Robin. You watch. We're going to have some constraint tonight. Shay, as we get started, usually, for our monthly product calls, we have your dad, Dr. Prasad, on. Unfortunately, tonight he's not going to be here. And so I just want to give our audience, we have a fantastic crowd tonight. There's a lot of people who've shown up. And I know we just absolutely love to, hear your dad and his stories and the science behind the products. But why don't you give folks a little update? Your dad's in the hospital right now preparing for surgery. Just give him a little update and we'll let him know why he's not here tonight. I think he has a pretty good reason for not being here.
Yeah, he has a good reason. I mean, we've been working hard on up and coming engaged global products, and being the scientist that he is, that's where his mind always is. And being a 91-year-old scientist, he was thinking about his engaged global future products and took a little misstep in the garage and fell and ended up getting a compression fracture. So tomorrow they're going to do a procedure called a kyphoplasty, where they go and inject some bone cement around the area to stabilize that, and that has a very good success rate of relieving people's pain. He's in good spirits. The first thing he asked for was his hydro micro daily, and so my mom came in with a bag full of all the engaged products that he takes daily, and he's hopefully that will contribute to his rapid recovery from this.
Well, at 91, he's an inspiration to me, and once again, I think he's going to be a product of the product. So we look forward to him having a successful surgery, Shay. We also look forward to his products helping to boost his body so that he can recover quickly. And as you said, you and him have been really highly engaged. I know that you, myself, and Robin, we've had numerous conversations, and just I think the last day or two, there's been some serious conversations. We've got a couple new products we'll be launching this summer. Well, it looks two or three, and then we've got a couple for the fall. So it's an exciting time. But tonight, our prayers are going to be with your dad. Our hearts are going to be with him. Our gratitude's going to be with him. And also tonight, you and I get to do something we've never done before, and I'm super excited to see to work with you here. Shay, as you all know, is Dr. Prasad is not only his father, but he's been his mentor. And so Shay is an MD. He's been practicing medicine for his whole career, but as the launching of his career, he co-published some books with his father. He did research with his dad in the lab, and for the last few years, he's been working with Dr. Prasad and us on co-formulating products. And Shay, you have a fantastic understanding of the science of the products, and so I'm super excited for people to get to know you tonight. This is going to be a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, are you ready, Shay? We're going to pull up the
I'm ready.
presentation. All right, Shay, I'm going to ask you, can you see the presentation?
Yes.
All right, everybody. Tonight, we're going to do a presentation and a product call on Micro Daily EMF. This is our flagship product. This is our foundational product. It is it's the key product in Dr. Prasad's Core 4, which he recommends for optimal health for all of us. This is a product I've been taking ever since we launched it, and its legacy is in with the military. I've got one of the original military micronutrient packets right here. We'll be talking about the legacy of this product and how it even came to be. And then we're going to talk about the science behind it. And really, this is a product for our times. And we're going to talk about why it's a product for our times. As we get ready for this call, the first thing we want to do is remind everybody that none of the statements that we make have been evaluated by the FDA. None of our products are intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And really, the philosophy that Dr. Prasad has and the power of our products is we're providing your bodies the nutrients, specifically the micronutrients they need to empower you to be the healthiest you can be. And that's the foundational science. And we're going to get into some of the reasons why that's so important. So, we live in a challenging time. Micronutrient deficiencies weaken our cellular defenses and our optimal body function. And we live in a world of processed food, pre-prepared food, and as en masse, meaning all of us, we're going to struggle getting the nutrients we need from our food and the nutrients, the specifically micronutrients our bodies need at the cellular level. In addition, we live in a toxic world. I mean, our modern life involves constant exposure to electromagnetic fields, EMF for short, from wireless technologies. Literally, we're all swimming in a low-level EMF radiation soup, and that's attacking our bodies at the cellular level. There is nothing you can do other than we're going to talk about what you can do to defend yourself from the inside out, but there's literally nothing you can do other than move to a place on a planet without EMF, which I don't really know if there's too many places we could survive doing that, to escape it. So we really need to learn how to live with it and be healthy in it. Also, the research is pretty compelling, and it suggests that EMF exposure increases oxidative stress in our cells. And the environmental and technological stressors, these challenge our body's natural protective systems and also challenge our body's health. And Shay, we're going to talk about tonight. I mean, your father, this is something he just reminds us of every single time we talk, and that is our bodies are being constantly attacked. And in that attack, it's creating oxidative stress, these free radicals. Think of these radicals that are attacking your body at a cellular level. These free radicals are creating oxidative stress and inflammation. And we'll talk about that. So that's the challenge that we're dealing with. And tonight we're going to present to you the answer. And the answer is EMF Micro Daily EMF. It provides support for cellular resilience in a high toxic EMF environment. It supports and promotes the protection against oxidative stress linked to EMF exposure and just being alive. I mean, the sun and other toxic things that are attacking our body. It promotes a healthy inflammatory response, which is to neutralize free radicals, minimize oxidative stress, which then leads to less inflammation. And inflammation is the source of pretty much all of our health challenges. And when we do that, we're supporting longevity, vitality, and healthy aging, as your dad has done, Shay, and as you're doing, and as I'm doing, and so many thousands of others are doing who are taking our products. We promote the strengthening of our body's natural cellular defenses at the cellular level. So once again, the idea of protecting ourselves from the inside out, providing optimal micronutrient status supports our antioxidant defenses and cellular health. I mean, this is critical to being healthy. And then micronutrient supplementation gives our body the proper nutrition to support healthy cellular and reproductive function in both men and women. So it's for everybody. Shay, what would you like to answer as we're getting into these benefits of Micro Daily?
Yeah, I think these were you went over the challenges. It's not only in our environment, but also the environment in our own bodies. Just through metabolism, we generate free radicals, which are also called reactive oxygen species. So you have oxidative stress that you're generating just by living, and then put yourself into an environment, and it can vary, like you said, from where you live. But basically, everyone is exposed to these uh, toxins in our environment that can cause oxidative stress. And my dad has spent his whole career after, starting as a radiation biologist to address these issues. And he's done research on vitamins, and we'll kind of talk about how he got to where he is. But just briefly about oxidative stress. It's something that we get also in our bodies from metabolism, also from the environment. And the free radicals are these reactive molecules. And from a scientific point of view, they have unpaired electrons, which makes them very unstable. And they react with a lot of things like lipids that you find in your cell membranes, proteins, and even your DNA. So oxidative stress happens when there are more free radicals, and that overwhelms your own body's antioxidant system. And so when that happens, then you have oxidative stress, and that can cause damage to cell membranes, DNA, proteins. And antioxidants work by neutralizing those free radicals. And it does that, hopefully, it stabilizes them by donating an electron. And it, contributes to healthy aging, cellular protection, and cellular resilience.
Well, Shay, we're going to talk a lot about the science tonight, and that's the foundation. I just want to remind everybody of the three key things that you heard Shay say that I've really been alluding to and talking about, and that is our bodies are under constant attack from free radicals just because of being alive, and then also in this modern world with all the technology we have, and that those free radicals create oxidative stress, and that oxidative stress leads to inflammation, and these are the things that are degrading our health. So Dr. Prasad has identified ways to protect and defend and provide the nutrients our body needs at the cellular level to deal with this and to provide you the chance to be optimally healthy. So Micro Daily, it's our shield against radiation and also our defense and our promotion for optimal health. And so it provides defenses not just against electromagnetic exposure, but to all the, to the toxins that are attacking our body. The scientifically validated ingredients in it, it has ingredients that have demonstrated benefit with low-level radiation like quercetin, resveratrol, curcumin, and green tea. This is what makes it extra powerful as compared to the original Micro Daily. These are the four ingredients that the Micro Daily EMF has. And in addition, we'll talk about Micro Daily has methylated ingredients. So it really is the Rolls Royce of our portfolio of products for people to take. It delivers daily cellular support, and just simply take it as we're going to direct you and teach you. And you're going to experience the opportunity to protect your body and enrich your body and nourish your body from within. So Shay, now we're going to talk about the science. This is your father, Dr. Prasad. I like to call him the Michelangelo, the Leonardo da Vinci of micronutrient science. He's dedicated his entire life to understanding our body at the cellular level. And he has learned from a scientific standpoint and also from a real world standpoint what the key combination of ingredients that when we take them in the right quantities and in the right forms, the power that they can have for our health. So we're going to talk about some of the science that he's discovered and applied to Micro Daily. And so to do that, we want to take you back to the beginnings of Micro Daily. And like I said, this is the original military micronutrient formulation. This was the product that we started our company Engage with. And Micro Daily, it was the result of I'm gonna give you a little bit of the story. It's pretty interesting. So the U.S. military had some interactions with the Russian Federation, in fact, and the Russian Federation had given the military some insights that micronutrient supplementation had helped their soldiers in the Afghan war. And so at the time, back in 2000, 2001, the U.S. military was looking at taking some action as it relates to the Middle East and Iraq and Afghanistan. And so the Marine Corps, specifically some generals in Quantico, wanted to explore this idea of protecting and defending soldiers from the inside out. And so they identified the world's foremost experts who on micronutrition and supplementation, and they found Dr. Prasad. And the reason they found Dr. Prasad is he had been the president of the National Society for Cancer and Nutrition for a decade. He was a full professor at the University of Colorado for medical school for over 30 years. He had taught radiation biology, nutrition, cancer, and he was highly published. He had hundreds of papers. In fact, Shay, you had participated in some of those papers.
Mhm.
He had over 30, now he has 33 books. He was highly published. He had also was on, he had advised the Nobel Prize Committee on candidates for medicine. He was well known as an expert on nutrition and supplementation and health. And so the military reached out to him. And as a result of them reaching out to him, he went through a process of delivering 17 lectures to military scientists and working for 2 years to get funding from Congress to do the studies to validate our micro daily product as being effective. Also, and anyone that knows Dr. Prasad, you'll understand that safety is his number one concern. He wants products that are safe first and effective. And so, as a part of this process with the U.S. military, they did 9 months of rigorous safety testing that was overseen by the U.S. Military Internal Review Board. And over a span of 6 years and over $24 million invested, Dr. Prasad led 14 clinical studies that confirmed our Micro Daily as the world's most scientifically validated supplement to deliver results for free radicals, oxidative stress, and inflammation, and with the numerous multitude of benefits associated with that. So here's the timeline that was completed to validate our Micro Daily. 2001, the Department of Defense requested Dr. Prasad's expertise. 2003, they completed some animal studies. 2004, they completed the safety testing. 2005 and 2006, they completed human and veteran clinical trials. And as a result of that, the successful validation of the efficacy of microdaily was established. Shay, I don't know how much of this story or how much of this you were involved with and saw, but what is there anything you'd like to add to just the story about how microdaily even came to be?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I like the way you describe him as the Michelangelo or the Leonardo da Vinci because he's not only a scientist in this, but he's an artist. He's like really thinks outside the box. He's very concerned for the, well-being of people. And I remember even when we went to get dental x-rays in the 70s, he would make sure that we had lead shields. I mean, so he was always thinking about protection of his own family and then also about, something for mankind in general. And his training as one of the first radiation biologists, in fact, the first radiation biologist to get a PhD in the United States, that was kind of the foundation of his interest in that. And then as he began his full professorship and teaching, became very interested in treating cancer with micronutrients specifically, and then became interested in overall general health and how micronutrients can prevent cancer. Because once you have cancer, there's some effective ways that micronutrients can help treat that. But his real goal was to even go back further that like, what can we do to help with prevention and to give you optimal health so that your body can protect itself. And that's how he got to the micro daily, like you said, is really the crowning jewel in his entire career of doing research on antioxidants, which he was doing at a very high level, presenting at international conferences, like you said, writing books and papers. His laboratory had many people, successful doctors and PhDs and researchers come through and go on to do um, important research. And so he was really like a hub of all this happening. And then this represents the culmination of everything he learned about that. And he's even still looking at the ingredients and wondering how he can improve it. So even to this day, he's like, this is represents everything that we have now, but are there new discoveries? Are there other things that would change this? So he's still in a very active researcher.
Well, Shay, I love how you talk about the art of formulating. We call that the CQF, the right combination, the right quantity, and the right form. It's like the science gives you a direction, but at the end of the day, your dad has had to figure out the really complex interactions between these ingredients. In fact, this is another part of his scientific contribution to the world in that there's been a ton of science done on individual nutrients like vitamin E, vitamin
Mhm.
C, etc. But your dad is really, I would say, he's been at the forefront of saying our body does not consume nutrients in a singular manner. We consume them in a combination, meaning you're going to get vitamin E and vitamin C and vitamin D. you're going to get each plant and combination of foods with each creates if you want to say, a combination of ingredients that we're consuming at a time. And so your father has really perfected the understanding of when we're testing for efficacy, it's you test for the combination of ingredients, not just the singular ingredients. And that's another reason why Micro Daily has been so effective for people, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was one of early on in his research career. He saw that, one antioxidant by itself, had a certain effect, and another one would have another effect. But if you combine the two, they would have a synergistic effect. So it was better than both of them. And occasionally, if you just, a lot of times people in science like to study one thing, like what's the effect of just this on cancer cells? And sometimes they found some conflicting evidence that just one antioxidant could actually not help or even harm it by itself. But it's never like that. In your body, you have a combination of everything, and they're working together. And that was his early on. He always wanted to see that what the best combination was, and that's how he eventually arrived at Micro Daily EMF.
Well, and I think that's a part of the magic of his products is that core philosophy, and that's why, we have this CQF standard we put on all of our products because it is the artwork of Dr. Prasad, meaning this artwork of combination that really is impactful. Well, I want to share with you some of the results of all of this research. It wasn't like the research just delivered a formulation. The results also delivered patents. Like our Micro Daily EMF is a patented product. It's a one-of-a-kind product. Nobody else sells a product like ours. Nobody else can sell a product legally like ours. And so it's unique in all the world. In addition, Micro Daily is supported by 7 additional patents that were issued as a part of the research with the U.S. military. I'll just read some of the patents. In July 15th of 2008, formulations comprising multiple dietary and endogenously made antioxidants, B vitamins, and use of the same. A patent for micronutrient formulation for the treatment of diabetes mellitus. Did I say that right, Shay? Mellitus?
Mellitus.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Micronutrient formulations for pulmonary and heart health. Micronutrients is a systemic biological radioprotective agent against potential ionizing radiation risks. This is cutting edge research and science. These patents are awarded because of science. And think about 2008, we had no idea that EMF radiation would be such a big negative in our health. And yet your dad was already developing science that would be benefiting us today. In addition, we've got multiple antioxidants. Let's see here. I got to move my multiple antioxidant micronutrients, multi-antioxidant optimal health veterans ultimate complete formulations, and micronutrient formulation for hearing health. I mean, these patents are very, very important and they speak to the power of the products. Also, want to talk a little bit about the clinical trials. We won't go into the exact details, but Dr. Prasad did a study at the Mountain Warfare Training Center, um, uh, testing protection against oxidative stress with U.S. Marines in harsh environments, head injuries, improved recovery from concussive injuries from blast, dizziness, and balance disorders with U.S. veterans injured in Iraq and Afghanistan at the Navy Medical Center in San Diego, DNA protection and repair, measuring CAT scan patients in Erlangen University, Nuremberg, Germany. This specifically speaks to the damage that low-level radiation impacts on the cells, and the results of this were compelling that micronutrients, specifically micronutrients like we have in the Micro Daily, can help the body defend itself from the inside out. Tinnitus improvement at the Audiology Academy, member doctors in Nashville, Tennessee. The study showed that 3 out of 5 people with tinnitus taking the products had significant benefits. I mean, Shay, when you get those kind of results, those are really those are meaningful results in the world of science, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're coming from a lot of different areas. It's not just in one particular area of health. You're seeing, some of these specific aspects of human health that they're looking at, but really it's starting to look like, a broad spectrum of benefits in many areas.
I like what you just said. Micro Daily has CQF combination quantity in form of numerous micronutrients that your body are critical to your body, and it has a broad spectrum of benefit. In fact, I have a lot of people ask me, well, what can Micro Daily do for me? And I say, Whatever your challenge is, it's going to help you with that challenge. It's broad spectrum impact. Like here's some additional studies: improvement in lipid status and regression of carotid artery thickness, firemen and first responders in Denver, Colorado. Dr. Prasad likes to call Micro Daily a poor man's Lipitor. That's right. It's Lipitor, right?
Hmm.
Shay, I'm getting that
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of
so I
the.
mean that's helping, with thickening of the arteries, cellular oxidative damage reduction, immune stimulation. Once again, oxidative damage, type 2 diabetes protection, Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. I mean, these are heavy duty clinical studies, and this is why we are comfortable in saying our Micro Daily product, Micro Daily EMF, is the most scientifically supported supplement in the world. Supplement in the world. We're comfortable saying that. I just want to give you a visual. This helps you understand the power of micronutrients at the cellular level. So this was a study that Dr. Prasad did. It was with the NASA and the Russian Academy of Sciences. And what they did is they radiated rabbits with lethal doses of radiation. And so you've got this dark colored unhealthy lung on the left. That's a placebo. And then you've got a pink, more robust and I'm going to say healthy lung on the right. That was a rabbit that was fed micronutrients, antioxidants. You can see at the cellular level, at the internal level, by taking the right micronutrients, the level of benefit that the body can receive from those nutrients. So really, what people say is we are what we eat. It's literal. We are what we eat. Shay, is there anything you want to add to any of this?
No, I think that these days they're moving a little bit away from animal studies, and these animals were given lethal doses of radiation, but the levels of radiation that we're experiencing are much lower than this. So if you're seeing a benefit at this level, you're also going to see a benefit just in the environmental levels of radiation that you're exposed to on a daily basis.
I like what you said there. So these are studies really that I think probably wouldn't even be done today. Is that fair to say?
I think we're moving away from this kind of validation of studies, but.
And so the fact that your dad, was able to work with like the Russian Academy and NASA, these are pretty good. These are powerful insights that no other supplement I think you're going to see is going to be able to provide you this kind of insights into the benefits that you can get from the products. So once again, talking about the legacy of Micro Daily and Micro Daily EMF, it was originally designed for the U.S. troops and it delivers nutritional support. It's formulated to protect and support the health of U.S. troops, and the U.S. military commissioned Dr. Prasad, who, as we talked about, was a globally recognized expert in micronutrition, and he developed with them this all-in-one daily supplement for the demands of military life. This is another thing I want everybody to understand. Our product was not formulated for the mass market. Our product was formulated specifically for the military in high demanding environments. And it's those high demanding environments that have validated as being powerful for us in our everyday life. And without going into too much detail about I'm going to give a little background on how I became involved and how Micro Daily is even available to you today. I was introduced to Dr. Prasad and military micronutrient formulation in 2012, and specifically in April of 2012. I'm a former investment banker, financier, venture capitalist, and I was introduced to military micronutrient formulation by a good friend who's in the nutritional industry because he thought as a venture capitalist, this would be something I might be interested in investing in. And not only did I invest in it, ultimately I purchased the formulation. Ultimately, I started Engage. Ultimately, Dr. Prasad and I partnered together to bring you all of these products. And the foundation of Engage is Micro Daily. And that's why we're even here today. And I want, once again, everybody to understand this. Dr. Prasad did not formulate this to be an Engage. He formulated this for the military, and it was when I saw the opportunity of this product going to the consumer market, and Dr. Prasad and I partnered in bringing this and so many other products to you, That's how it came to you. It wasn't created for a direct sales company. And that's pretty special. It's not like someone one day said, we want to have a product we can sell direct sales. This is a amazing product that was discovered that then was brought to you. So we're really fortunate to have this product available today. And so the foundations of daily EMF are that. And we've talked a little bit about the ingredients that make it extra special. But now we want to talk about the technologies. Shay, do you want to talk about just a little bit about 5G technology and just, I mean, it's like up to 700 times more powerful than the original cellular phones we started with.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, that there's the environment that we live in has so many areas where there's things that are kind of assaulting our bodies. And like you said, this was developed for soldiers, but we're kind of in a daily battle in our lives. And there's much more radiation and much more things in the environment that are harmful to us. And 5G technology is much more powerful than the original cellular networks. And the health risks that are associated with EMF radiation exposure are applicable to almost everyone's life. And there's just growing evidence that 5G and EMF can be harmful to people. It can increase oxidative stress. And as I was talking about, it can increase the production of free radicals, which are very reactive and can interact with cell membranes, proteins, and DNA, and elevate the levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines. And almost all human diseases, are made worse or caused by oxidative stress and inflammation.
So
So, yeah.
Micro Daily EMF is a product for today. This is a product for our time. And so some of the negative impacts of EMF radiation that they can have on your body is if you have sensitivity syndromes, where you get headaches, dizziness, sleep disturbances, depression, chronic fatigue, irritability, difficulty concentrating, mental confusion. Acute non-neurological effects are like potential decrease in your heart and brain function, negative impacts on your organs, and possible effect on your reproductive function. And long-term neurological effects, which we're still early in the EMF radiation world, but the long-term effects are cognitive dysfunction, hyperacusis, which is a heightened sensitivity to sound, attention and focus deficits, and also just the degradation of our health. And I don't think there's anyone, Shay. I mean, you're in the medical profession and you see sick people every day. Would you say the world's getting healthier right now?
I would say that the environment is getting less healthy and there's more sources of radiation like EMF, and it's getting more difficult to have a good diet. And I think that people want to be healthy, but it's a challenge. And I think one of the things that you were alluding to too, when it was developed for the military, when you're on the battlefield, you don't have time to do a lot of things. And so he wanted like a one-stop thing that would like address health on multiple issues. And so that was kind of the core formulation for micro daily EMF, was to get something that's going to, you know, work on multiple fronts for your health.
So, Shay, why don't you help us understand, even at a more, if you want to say, cellular level, the benefits of combining antioxidants and how they work in the body? We talked a
Yeah, so
little bit about this earlier.
yeah, this was kind of my dad's specialty when he was started to see that sometimes a single agent by itself didn't work as well. And when you combine them, they actually had a more beneficial effect than either one alone. So they're most effective when they're working together as a network. And single ones that have been studied have limited effectiveness, uh, and different antioxidants protect different parts of the cells. For instance, vitamin E helps protect the cell membranes, but in doing so, it becomes oxidized. And so vitamin C then donates an electron to the vitamin E to regenerate it to the form where it's active again. So they're interacting in that way. That's an example of regenerating and extending the activity. That's vitamin E and vitamin C. And combining them together gives you a broader protection against oxidative stress. So one may work well on one front and another may work well on the other front. And like we were talking about, they can help regenerate each other. And so it's this synergistic blend that really helps support all our cellular defense systems against the free radicals.
I like the word that you used. There's two theme words that I really love. One is synergy and one is harmony. And I think your father has just unleashed the, if you want to say, the powerful benefits of creating synergy between nutrients. And we've got our Micro Daily, and then we also have our other boost products. Everything he formulates is in this mindset of a puzzle that he's creating synergies where things work together. And I'm not aware of really a lot of scientists that I've been introduced to who think that way. And it's that thinking out of the box and thinking in that way of how do I create harmony in the body by delivering products that work synergistically in the body. And that's a very clear reason to me why these products and microdata specifically work so fantastically. Shay, take us even deeper into the benefits of EMF protection, like microdaily at the internal level, at the cellular level.
Well, you have your body's endogenous antioxidants, and those are things like the NRF2 pathway, which we can talk about a little bit later, and also glutathione and superoxide dismutase. Those are your body's endogenous. That means within your body, it works um, to battle oxidative stress and free radicals. And then there's ones that you can take from your diet, and those include antioxidants like the vitamins, as well as these ingredients that my dad has studied, including quercetin, resveratrol, curcumin, green tea extract, all that help promote an inflammatory response and strengthen your immune function and protect cellular health and DNA and support your body's own natural, healing. And as people have oxidative stress, that also contributes to aging. So when you're combating oxidative stress, you're also kind of preventing the effects of age.
Jay, I heard you say something. I just want to highlight this and focus on it. And I'm not sure if people really grasp what you're saying, and that is really there's two powerful forces working to limit oxidative stress in your body. One is a force that your body's creating. So you talk about glutathione and some other things that where the body is taking nutrients and creating these to help eliminate and to neutralize oxidative stress. And then there's other ones that are nutrients that come in the body, and those nutrients specifically, I think you talked about they had electrons, neutrons that attack those free radicals to neutralize them. So there's really two things that are happening. I mean, there's many things happening, but two primary things happening to attack these free radicals and neutralize oxidative stress. And really, the nutrition is critical to both, if I heard you right. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, good nutrition is going to help your body's own endogenous antioxidants defense systems. But as you were saying, in today's world, sometimes we're not getting optimal nutrition, and with all the things that are coming in from the outside, it's beneficial to have additional things coming in from the outside to help your body's own endogenous antioxidants defense systems.
Okay. So, Micro Daily EMF is the world's first micronutrient formulation that specifically focuses on the whole picture, including the picture of boosting your endogenous system internally, providing your cells the nutrients they need to defend themselves from the inside out, and empowering your body to heal itself, empowering your body to take damage that's happening and help your body repair that damage. And so Dr. Prasad is really I would say he is the most qualified, knowledgeable person on planet Earth today as the world's first radiation biology PhD to create a formula like this. So it's not an accident. This is the result of literally decades and decades of research, and we are the benefit of this product. And Dr. Prasad has even taken our original Micro Daily and added new science and improved the product with quercetin, resveratrol, curcumin, and green tea extract to empower this product to be the most effective product on planet Earth today for your body's defense in a toxic world. And so the primary benefits of Micro Daily MF is it's going to promote healthy inflammation response, which is key to health. It's going to promote your immune system and boost it. It's going to promote DNA integrity and health. It's going to promote cellular defense. It's going to promote EMF radiation perfection and defense from the inside out. And all of these are going to promote healthy aging and increase in energy, feeling better, and just being the best you can be. And Micro Daily also has methylated ingredients for those of you who need methylated ingredients. And it also enhances the absorption of the ingredients. So it's got the super, super important methylated ingredients. Now we've talked, Shay, already about the contributors to chronic diseases, oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, increasing your glutamate level, and Micro Daily is formulated to help reduce these simultaneously in your body. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that? Because we've covered this pretty well, I
Yeah,
think.
I think we've talked. We've got to get onto the ingredients that my dad developed.
Okay, so Micro Daily, let's see, enhances. So you've talked about the NRF2 pathway already, I think. We've also talked increasing dietary and body-made antioxidant compounds, and we've talked about how this at the cellular level. So we're going to move on from this subject now. Also, why is it more effective than other multivitamins on the market? Shay, do you want to talk about some of the ingredients that make it unique and powerful?
Yeah, so like David was saying, my dad's artistry in this is finding the right combination, and it contains retinol palmitate, which is vitamin A and beta carotene. So sometimes supplements will have one or the other, but these are separate because they're both provide benefits in different ways. The retinol palmitate is the active form of vitamin A and can be used immediately for things like vision, for cellular health, and beta carotene is provitamin A. So it can get converted to vitamin A in the body. So my dad felt it was important to have both the immediate and the uh, beta carotene in there. And as well as there's two forms of vitamin E. There's the D-alpha alpha tocopherol acetate and D-alpha tocopherol succinate. And they work on slightly different mechanisms. And so rather than have just one or the other, it's more beneficial to have both. And so they included all these dietary antioxidants to help support cellular health and protection. And they're all there in safe but effective doses. And again, the form that he wants to include, he included selenium in a form that is absorbed from the intestine much more efficiently than some of the other forms of selenium.
Shay, I think this is a really powerful slide. I'm just going to highlight a couple things that you just spelled out for us. Um, First of all, most companies will say, yeah, we have vitamin E, but they don't have both forms of vitamin E. And in fact, your father discovered vitamin E succinate. He talks about the story about how he talked to your mom, who helped him in the lab. She was she worked with him in the lab. He said, "Hey, go find me all the forms of vitamin E." And so she went or he talks about how she got vitamin E succinate, and subsequent to that getting all of the forms of vitamin E, he was a discoverer that vitamin E succinate crosses the blood-brain barrier, and then also discovered that vitamin E succinate can have an effect on, I believe it was melanoma cancers, a
Yeah, he
positive
was looking at
effect.
different cancer cell lines, including melanoma. That's right.
And so it's really important that and most of us as a lay person, when I'm reading a label, I just see vitamin E. I don't
Mhm.
see that there's two forms of vitamin E. I just see vitamin A. I don't see that there's retinol palmitate and beta carotene. I just see selenium. I don't see selenium in the form selenium methionine, which is going to be more effective in the body as selenium oxide. So I just want everybody to understand none of us are going to be able to figure these things out. Dr. Prasad did, and I've made a choice in my life to trust Dr. Prasad and I'm not just trusting him because I think he's great. I'm trusting him because so many other third party, high knowledge, high expertise people and institutions has recognized him as great. I like to say track records matter. And I'm going to tell you what, you look the world over, you will not find anyone with a more prestigious or accomplished track record than Dr. Kedar Prasad when it comes to micronutrition, human health, free radicals, oxidative stress and inflammation, and nutrition. You just won't find them. And so this is just, by the way, this is just a little small insight into the literally hundreds, if not thousands, of insights Dr. Prasad has used and developed over the years to apply to our formula. Shay, thank you for helping explain that. It's just a really powerful example. I'm going to go back. There was one other thing I want to say because we're talking about what's in the product. I'm not going to go too much deep in it, but Dr. Prasad has also taught us that it's really important what's not in the product. For instance, he's taught us that like iron and copper should not be combined with these nutrients in the same formulation. For instance, iron reacts negatively to calcium. When you put them together, they create free radicals. So a lot of formulations on the market are trying to eliminate free radicals, and yet they're creating them because they combined iron and other minerals with their formulations that shouldn't be included.
Yeah,
And
I think
so,
that's important. That's really
go ahead.
important, David. I think it's extremely important what's in this, but also what's not in this has also been very carefully thought out.
Well, I think about, from A to Z. I mean, I can remember, I think it was Centrum that marketed the concept of we've got all the vitamins from A to Z. That's negative, not positive, right, Shay?
Yeah, that's just dumping everything in there, for marketing purposes, not really, with the scientific research that's gone into this.
And then I think of one a day with iron. Well, we know that's not the optimal. And Dr. Prasad likes to say this. Your dad is I just adore him. He'll say, well, everybody knows you don't do that, right? Well, not everybody does. And in fact, most people don't. And so fortunately, he does. And so our products are very, very carefully formulated to have what you need in the right forms and what you don't need and what shouldn't be added. And that's a really important point. So Micro Daily Hydro, it's a citrus flavored drink mix. It's the same formula as Micro Daily Original and EMF. It's original EMF. It's just a different delivery system. We have a drink formulation. So we have the capsule formulation, we have a drink. It provides a faster absorption, and a lot of our people say when they drink it, they just feel an even more compelling boost of energy. So Micro Daily comes in both capsules and in hydro. So super, super popular formulation. And also people who are doing what we call therapeutic doses. Dr. Prasad is comfortable with people doing like 3 in the morning, 3 at night, or 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night. If someone's doing a therapeutic dose, meaning if you're really trying to attack something, but the regular dose recommendation is 1 hydro in the morning, 1 at night, or 3 capsules in the morning and 3 at night. Shay, do you want to talk a little bit about, well, I can talk about a little bit about why twice a day. Dr. Prasad is once again in the idea of abundance of caution, but also maximum impact. Our bodies, when we give a burst of nutrition, think of when you eat, you get full and your body's processing that. And you typically like my wife, she'll get glycemic or she'll start to get where if she doesn't, we call it the hangry, meaning if she doesn't have food, she just gets not happy. And so she needs, when her blood sugar gets low, she needs food. So when you feed yourself, your body's getting food and then it depletes that. It's like depleting an energy. Dr. Prasad, his science has shown that by taking most nutrients twice a day, you're going to create more of a steady state of nutrition in the body, and you're going to have a more consistent benefit for it. So, like Micro Daily, he recommends 3 capsules in the morning and 3 at night, or 1 hydro in the morning and 1 at night. Shay, is there anything you'd like to add to the dosing discussion?
No, I think Micro Daily EMF Hydro was the first thing he asked for. Well, he was in the hospital. He's waiting in the hospital. But I think that just goes again to the way he thinks as a scientist. For convenience, it's nice if you could think that you could just take something once a day. But really, to keep that, like you were saying, a steady state and a constant level of these antioxidants in there for maximum benefit, it's better to take it twice a day.
You just said a word that I found this to be your dad's philosophy. He's looking for maximum benefit. So here's something that I'm going to stop the screen share for just a second. Here's something that I've learned with your dad is like when we're talking about ingredients, the ingredient trumps the cost, meaning if it's a must-have ingredient, he's like, Dave, it's got to be included no matter what the cost is. And then the quantity, he's got a standard of and a spectrum of it's got to be within this range of quantities or don't even, it's got to be in a range of quantity that's going to be effective or don't even have it. And your dad has really not been someone I've ever had that will compromise, and he cannot be persuaded by, hey, Dr. Prasad, this will be less, or this, can we not have this? He's going to be like, Dave, the integrity of the formulation we need to be in this range of the quantities. And also, hey, Dr. Prasad, here's another form of the same ingredient, like the vitamin A beta carotene example, or vitamin E succinate. Like vitamin E succinate's more expensive than vitamin E acetate. So it's like most companies just go with vitamin E succinate, or I can go with other products. We have had so many discussions, and he is so committed to maximum benefit, and it's got to be safe. It's
Yeah.
got to be safe. I mean, have you ever? I mean, I think it's fair to say your dad's a little bit stubborn. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say, and we've been working on some, new and upcoming products that will be revealed later, but this is the first time in a while that he and I have had debates over what to include and what not to include and the amount. And he will stand his ground, and I'll go and try to find research, and I have to say 9 times out of 10 he ends up being right, but it's still a learning process for him too. So
Right.
when he finally if you can show him the scientific evidence, he can be convinced, but his instincts are usually right on. And like, he won't, sometimes he'll say, like you said to you, he goes, I can compromise on this amount here, but on this aspect, I will not compromise. So
Yes.
yeah.
Well, and I think that's why the products are so effective is that his commitment to integrity, and I want our audience to think about this. Here you have a 90-year-old man. He's invested his entire life in perfecting his understanding of our bodies and how micronutrients work in the body. I can tell you, money is not a motivation. Integrity is his motivation. And Shay, we talk about his legacy. He looks at the way that he lives on is through the integrity of his formulas and the impact they have on human beings, on us. Dr. Prasad and Shay, you and I, we're all in harmony in that the mission of Engage is to bring health and goodness to the world. The mission of Engage is not to create shareholder value or maximize profit. That is not our mission. Now, we have to be a responsible company, meaning we have to be able to pay people responsibly and reward them for the value they bring, and we do that. But our mission is to bring health and goodness to the world. And your dad at 91, every time I engage with him, reminds me and reinforces that commitment of no compromise when we're bringing health and goodness to the world. And Micro Daily EMF is an example of no compromise. And that's why I love these products, and I love working with you. I love working with him, and I love what we do. Is there is no compromise when it comes to bringing health and goodness to the world. And Micro Daily EMF, a patented product, and people don't know this product took us almost 5 years to get patented. This was not an easy one to do, but we got it because it's so special.
Yeah, I think what you're saying about his legacy is exactly right. And he even sent my daughter off to college with she had her suitcase and half of the weight was vitamins and things. But when she got there, she had them on her little shelf along with her matcha and other things. And her friends
Yes,
started going, "What are this? And why didn't you get sick when we all got sick?" And so then they asked for it. And so now I think half of her dorm is taking the kids one, even though they probably could do the adult one. But
right.
it's going down to the next generation too.
Well, Shay, I just love your father, and I love what he's given us the opportunity to share with the world. So this is the Micro Daily EMF Hydro. So we've talked about these ingredients, what's in it. It's my vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E succinate, vitamin E acetate. I mean, vitamin E succinate, I'm going to highlight here. It activates NRF2. Do you want to talk a little bit about NRF2 and why that even matters to people?
Yeah, so Nerf 2, it's nuclear factor erythroid 2 related factor 2. Too long to ever write out. So Nerf 2, and it's like the antioxidant master switch of your body. It turns on the genes that help your cells produce their own protective antioxidant enzymes. And so vitamin E activates that, and in that way is very supportive of antioxidant
Well, and
defenses.
we haven't talked a lot about the activation system in the body, but suffice it to say, microdaily EMF activates NRF2, and then it goes to town on unleashing an attack on these free radicals and neutralizing them so your body can be optimally healthy. Here's other additional ingredients. I mean, this isn't even the full spectrum of all the product ingredients, but it's got B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B12. I mean, we're talking about, what did you say, Che, earlier? A broad spectrum of benefits are coming from this formulation.
Yeah.
Continuing on, CoQ10, and we hear about that. It's another Nerf2 activator. Alpha lipoic acid, another Nerf2 activator, and it promotes. I know this is one of the more important ingredients, Shay. I mean, it promotes the synthesis of glutathione, which is a powerful antioxidant and a natural chelator of heavy metals. Is there any insights you can give us to that idea of alpha lipoic acid and how it's synthesizing glutathione?
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that it's, the glutathione is one of the main, besides superoxide dismutase, which is another enzyme. These are enzymes that are extremely important that are activated by Nerf2 going into the nucleus of the cell and activating those genes. And so things like N-acetylcysteine support the production of glutathione and activate Nerf2 and also help to reduce inflammation because it's not just oxidative stress, but oxidative stress can be pro-inflammatory. And so it really supports, the cell's health.
Well, and these are ingredients where these are in, if you want to say, the secret sauce of Micro Daily EMF, meaning that these are things that most companies don't have, and we have them in quantities that are proprietary. We don't promote each of how much of each of these we have because this is a part of the secret sauce that we have. I'm gonna do a stop for just yeah. So okay, so I mean the power of this product, and then we've got additional ingredients: folate, calcium, magnesium, zinc, selenium, chromium, curcumin, resveratrol, quercetin, green tea. I mean, Shay, really, literally, we could spend a full day just talking about the ingredients. In fact, your dad does. He still does lectures around the world around Micro Daily. Last year he did Tokyo. He did, I think, Stockholm. Uh, he did
He did
oh,
Barcelona.
Barcelona. I mean, he was all over the world.
He does it
I
all
mean,
over the world and at the dinner table too. I mean,
and
it's
at the
it's
dinner table.
all he thinks about and all he talks about. But that's his passion and that's his area of expertise and what he believes in so strongly.
Well, and we get the benefit of that. We talked about twice a day dosing. I'll just reiterate this. Vitamins leave the bloodstream at different rates, causing fluctuations in antioxidant levels throughout the day. These changes can affect gene activity and may increase the risk of cellular errors. Taking Micro Daily twice a day helps maintain more consistent antioxidant levels in the body, and it basically keeps your body fed. It's like a all natural IV of feeding your body in the way that these nutrients are broken down by your body. Really important twice a day. We're very strong believers on that for specific products like Micro Daily. So, simple conclusion, Micro Daily is formulated to support your body's antioxidant defenses and cellular resilience in today's technology-driven toxic environment. Cellular defense technology, it's developed from radiation biology research, and that's the core of Dr. Prasad's products. So now, Shay, I promised everyone a big reveal. And I don't know if everyone can see the color of this screen, but you saw that it changed from red to more of a purple. And I don't know if you can see there's like a certain berry right there. This is one of my favorite berries. It's called blackberry. And so we are introducing tonight Micro Daily EMF Hydro Blackberry. It's a new flavor. It's the same formulation as Micro Daily EMF Hydro Citrus. It contains the same methylated ingredients for a faster absorption, and it's now available for purchase while supplies last. This is a limited edition special flavor that we just launched. Now, I will say this. I had the good fortune last week of being in Pennsylvania with a large group, I mean, well over 100 of our Engage affiliates. And we introduced, I had a box. I had a box that had like 100 boxes of these. I think we sold them out because I didn't bring any home. And we gave everyone there a chance to taste it. And I can tell you, well over 2/3 of the crowd raised their hand and said they like this as much, if not better, than the Micro Daily Citrus. And I didn't hear a single person, not one, say they didn't like it. I can tell you, I love it. And this is a, like I said, this is like a Coke. I'm going to use a bad example, but like a Coca-Cola vanilla or a Coca-Cola cherry. It's a unique twist on our flavor, and I've told our affiliates and our customers that we're going to continue to try to deliver new flavors for you to love so you can have more variety in your life. And this is it, Micro Daily Hydro EMF Blackberry. Now, it's not available for subscription because we can't put on subscription because it's not going to be available forever. Unless you guys love it and we just have an overwhelming Dave, don't get rid of it, which we got to wait and see. But right now it's not available for subscription and it's limited. We only have I can't remember, I think it's around 4,000, maybe 3 to 5,000 units. It's not a lot. So it's going to go fast. And this is it. So now we also want to do something really special because, when we do a product call, we always do something a little special. We want you to have a reason to come. So, one special is we're introducing you the Micro Daily Blackberry. But tonight, we're going to do a flash sale for a week. And it's buy 2 Micro Daily EMF Blackberry and get an energy boost free. I don't know if you guys have seen me taking my drinks. I'm drinking my energy boost. You can mix any of the energy boost flavors with your Micro Daily EMF Blackberry, and it's going to be fantastic flavor. You're going to get a boost of energy, healthy energy. You're going to get all of the benefits of energy boost with creatine and electrolytes. You get all the benefits of Micro Daily Hydro, and we're going to give you an energy boost for free. So if you buy 2 Micro Daily EMF Blackberries, you're going to get one energy boost for free. That's a $50 savings. You're going to save $50. So while supplies last, it's going to be for a week. We'll see. We might even sell out of all the Blackberry this week, and then we're going to wait to see and hear what people think about it. So we're pretty darn excited about the Micro Daily Blackberry. Also, want to just remind you all that if you're on a bundle, so we have our Micro Daily, and then we have what we call our basic bundle. It's Micro Daily, the probiotic. Gut health is critical to getting everything you can out of your micronutrients. So at worst case, Dr. Prasad recommends a Micro Daily and a probiotic bundle. By doing a bundle, you can add any of our Boost products. You save $10 on the first, 15 on the second, 20 on the third. I mean, that makes our Micro Day, our energy boost. That makes it. Let's see here. It's $20 off. That makes it $29. That's like for each one. It puts it at like less than $2 per stick. Our Brain Boost, it makes it like $19. So if you're on a basic bundle, you can save $10 to $20 per unit. I do want to remind you all, Dr. Prasad does recommend our Core 4 Micro Daily EMF, probiotic for gut health, collagen for skin, hair, organ health, critical to our health, and omega-3 foundational for brain health, heart health, immune system health. 93% of Americans are omega-3 deficient. This is our Core 4. Any of you who want to add a boost or get a bundle, feel free to call customer service. Also want to remind everybody, leave us a review. We love your reviews. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd like to celebrate them. If we select your review, we're going to give you 50 reward points, which is like getting $50 as a thank you for your contribution and support. Beth S., she left us a review. She's going to get $50 reward points. She said a steady support through life's obstacles plus consistency and balance leads to real results with excellent nutrition and a phenomenal formulator. Thank you, Beth, for giving us that comment. We look forward to other. I want to thank you all for joining. I don't know about you. I think we got to do this again. What do you think? I
Yeah,
think
no,
we're not too bad.
well, this was good, and it was really valuable for me to really do a deep dive into this product because I was there the whole way when my dad was developing it. But this time I really looked at each ingredient, for this presentation and saw really the mastery and art that went into creating this.
Well, Shay, I really appreciate you adding the insights you've added tonight, the clarity with which you've communicated. I also just want to say thank you for being a part of Engage and helping us continue your father's legacy. And I thank you for all that you've done. And also, I mean, what's been exciting is we've got a nice portfolio of products you have co-formulated with Dr. Prasad and you're with your dad. So we're very, very fortunate tonight, and thank you. And so thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being a loyal customer. And thank you for, I don't know, giving me the tingles of knowing, Shay, if someone's taking a product for 6 years, I'd say we're bringing health and goodness to their world with your dad's products, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And my dad did
Yeah.
say today when I went to go see him to give his best to the engaged global family. He really considers this as part of his family. So he'll be back.
How about that, everybody? Dr. Prasad getting ready for surgery, and he sends you his love. And Engage, we're about being real. And you guys many of you know what real means to us. And real means one of the values is to be loving and to be motivated by love. And Shay, your dad, he inspires me in many ways, but I'd say one of the greatest ways is his depth of love and passion for people. Um, every time he's on a call, he's like, I'm willing to talk to anyone. Here's a busy scientist, a man who's got demands on him from people all over the world. And he's like, I'm willing to take time with anyone who's here tonight. Think
Mhm.
about this. He taught medical students for well over 30 years. He's dealt with scientists of the highest caliber and experience, and he's willing to take time with us.
Mhm.
And that humbles me. Shay, the fact you took time tonight with us humbles me and warms my heart. And I say thank you to you. I look forward to many more days and nights and weeks where we can spend together, continuing your dad's mission and bringing health and goodness to the world. So thank you, Shay, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Dave.
All right, everybody, good night to you all. We'll see you again soon on Monday. I want to remind everybody, Monday night, Shay, we're celebrating your mom's birthday. So I want to remind everybody, Monday night at 6 o'clock, same Zoom number. We are going to introduce you to the grandma of Engage and the woman behind the man, and we're going to celebrate her birthday. So we'll see you all Monday night. God bless and good night.